Hello, welcome to Lemon Studios, where we talk anything and everything entertainment. I'm, of course, the Lemon himself, Zeke Lemon, and this is my review for the February 3rd episode of Monday Night Raw. But before we get into that, let's get the house clean out of the way. Share, I'm leave a like, comment below, let me know your thoughts on Monday Night Raw, and of course, hit that subscribe button as it helps me grow into my YouTube career. I would greatly appreciate it. Now, with all that out of the way, let's get into the review, shall we? So, the very first episode, post-Royal Rumble, we are officially on the road to WrestleMania. The sign is up, and it looks so much bigger. I actually thought at the Rumble, I was like, they got a much smaller sign for this year, and that's just because of the stadium that they were in, not in an arena. I was like, damn, that's one gigantic ass sign. And you know, it tells a lot of good stories within it too. I think it is pretty evident with some of the directions that we are going to go within WrestleMania as it comes to the undercard. They're trying to play coy with our Royal Rumble winners, at least for one. With Charlotte, I still don't fully know which way we are going to go. We'll start off with her because when both Royal Rumble winners happen, Charlotte and Jay, I'm actually behind both. I think it makes perfect sense, especially with the character that Charlotte is trying to portray on television, because her reaction online seems more genuine than when Jey Uso's upset people online does not seem as genuine, right? Because when she comes out and she's giving this heartfelt speech about, you know, she took a year off and she actually did miss us and all that, I honestly think it's by design that she is, you know, to be somewhat nice, but still kind of lean more towards heel, because I do think no matter who she faces, even if it's Julia, which is really the equivalent to, you know, the road to 23 when Taker won the Rumble and he had all three of them there. And had Bobby Lashley, Batista, and John Cena. It was just like, yeah, Bobby Lashley, you're just here, buddy. You're not really considered at all. That's exactly what Julia is to me. And I think Rhea Ripley intrigues me more. Like, to me, Charlotte versus Rhea can actually close out Mania now. And I think there's a good story there. I like the promo that they had back and forth where, you know, Rhea's like, look, choose me because I need to beat the respect into you. And we are 1-1. You beat me when I was a young kid and I didn't know much better. And this recently, I finally come to my age and I was able to beat you. So let's finish off this trilogy, which I am kind of into. And especially with the character that Charlotte is portraying now, where she is kind of embracing the Flair name and she's embracing the privilege that she gets within this sport with how she just keeps winning and getting opportunities and getting opportunities and getting opportunities. It really does intrigue me quite a bit. Tiffany, we'll see what happens on Friday again on NXT. I think, you know, it's just a nice thing. I'm glad Charlotte is at least acknowledging that they are a world champion. Like, Jey Uso is not considering to go to NXT to talk to Oba Femi at all. I think it's nice to give him that love, but I also don't mind the, hey, let's get rid of the filler part. But, you know, Charlotte is a draw. We'll see how that goes. But yeah, there's a segment with Tiffany. I'm intrigued to see how that goes too. There is a story there, you know, young and up becoming rookie, and then here comes the vet to take the title away. There's a lot of fun within that too, but I really am intrigued by the Rhea Ripley because I think out of both Rumble winners, I think Charlotte versus Rhea has a chance to actually close out one of the nights. Now, with some of the rumored matches and what I do think that we are going to, I don't think that's going to happen. I think, if anything, the Rumble winners are probably both going to open, which is very, very interesting to say the least. But hey, like I said in my Rumble review, main event just means title match. It doesn't mean you're necessarily going to close the show. But out of both of them, out of the options that Charlotte has, I think Rhea has the better chance than Tiffany Stratton. And then as for Jey Uso, where it is very clear that online was not real whatsoever, because he came out, he had a huge ovation. It took 10 minutes for him to get to the goddamn ring again. It was paused and the crowds chanted one more time, which I've never seen before. And then they did play the music and it got lit again. And I will say, this promo was a tale of two halves for me. Because at first, y'all know me, I like Jey Uso. Hell, I love Jey Uso. I think he deserves the win. He is absolutely over. And again, I love the chance that we're taking on him to be the Royal Rumble winner to go on this road to WrestleMania. I just think for Raw's, his entrance is too long. I think he could come out through the entrance on Raw's and PLE. He comes out through the crowd and, you know, you could take the 10 minutes for him to get to the ring. On Raw, need to cut it down a little bit. And then he was just standing in the ring and just taking in the moment for a really long time. But once I realized just how much this moment meant to him and how emotional it was for him, the human side of me came out and I was like, you know what? Water under the bridge, man. But I did want to bring it up because I was frustrated at first with the promo until he started crying, which I do think was genuine tears. And it was really, really just nice to see that, someone who has been in the game for so long, who probably would have never gotten this kind of chance if there was someone else in charge, to be given the ball and to be given this opportunity to. Now, he's going to go to SmackDown to talk to Cody. I think that's for him just to give Cody the respect to talk to him like, hey, Uso, I respect everything that you've done for me, but I gotta, your story got finished at 40. I gotta finish mine with Gunther. I need to beat Gunther. And I really am intrigued by that storyline as well. I know we've seen the match already. And that is fair for you to say, I'm not interested in that match because I've already seen it, especially for WrestleMania. Fair. Absolutely fair. But I think this added layer of Gunther being like, I've already beaten you. I need to elevate my legacy. I need to be facing a Cena. I need to be facing a Roman. And that pissing him off, where he is just beating Uso, beating him and beating him and beating him until they get to Mania, where Uso does get his win eventually, because I assume Jey Uso wins, because why else do the Saturday Night's main event if this was your plan for Mania? Then I gotta say, it's a good story. And I think that's the right ending to go with. And I think that is the direction of the storyline that you should go. Very, very intrigued by that too. So again, this just proves my point that I think they got the Rumble winners right. As for other things that are clearly going to be happening at Mania, I'm pretty sure we're going to do Roman Reigns versus CM Punk versus Seth Rollins. And that will probably be the actual night one main event. I'm all for it. I would say throw Drew in there too, make it a fatal four-way. I heard that he's apparently going to be working Damian, which could work. And, if Drew's going to be on SmackDown, then what else is he going to do? Because he's not going to face Cody. Cena's going to be facing Cody, because I do have Cena winning the Chamber. And, what else is he supposed to do? But I do think with how integral Drew is with those other three men, just make it a fatal four-way and just have a fatal four-way main event for night one. But Rollins coming out saying how much he hates Punk, hyping up Sami Zayn to make sure that he kicks CM Punk's ass so he doesn't go to the main event at WrestleMania. Really, really intrigues me. I like the Punk versus Sami match when it wasn't glitching. There was way too many glitches on this, but hey, it was production. It's going to happen. I would rather have those issues because that can be fixed much more quickly from week to week than, constant buffering, which we haven't had at all, thankfully at all. But I will say the glitching was a mess, especially when Punk won. I mean, they were crashing out after Punk won. I was like, what the hell is happening? I've never seen production that bad, but hey, everyone has an off week. And it's early. It's early within the Netflix era. I'm surprised it didn't happen a lot on week one, in all honesty. All other things that on this show that I really liked, I like Liv Morgan being EO. As long as EO gets back in, I assume we do a last chance battle royal for the final spot like we did last year. Because again, they seem to really be hammering home the EO versus Rhea Ripley storyline. They had looking at each other backstage, EO getting jumped, Rhea coming to help. During the match, Rhea coming out, costing EO the opportunity. Oh man, it just seems like, hey, it seems like this is the direction that we're going to go. Maybe we don't do a last chance battle royal. Maybe we do, hey, please give EO another chance. I really messed up. I just really want this. Because assuming the rumored card is true that we're doing Tiffany Stratton versus Charlotte Flair, then, Rhea can go, hey, I really messed up. I want to face the best. I think EO's the best. Can we please put her in or at least give her one more shot? And then she gets another opportunity later on down. And then, again, that's part of their story that we head on down to. I'm not a huge fan of Lyra Valkyria versus Bayley being an Elimination Chamber qualifier. I think now that the Rumble's over, I think Lyra needs to focus on her title. There are ways to get out of it where everyone seems to look strong. I would assume Lyra wins due to Roxanne Perez interference. And Lyra goes to the Chamber while Bayley goes and handles Roxanne, maybe at Elimination Chamber in a one-on-one program. So, yeah, both Elimination Chamber qualifier matches were good. Penta versus Ludwig Kaiser, that was a lot of fun as well. I like Braun Breaker coming and going, hey, can we get back to my belt, please? Because it seemed like, hey, the IC title was just taking a back seat. So really, really was happy to see that program as well. This was just a good episode of Raw overall. I had a really good time with it. It was a good start to WrestleMania. It seems like, okay, now the direction is completely full. Obviously, we're going to do Sami Zayn versus Kevin Owens again, but now in a full-on blood feud at Mania with Triple H at the helm. All for it. Love the package pile driver spot. I assume Sami Zayn is out until maybe at Chamber or post Chamber. But yeah, overall, this was just a really good episode. Raw had a good time with it. But yeah, the main things that really stood out to me the most were the Rumble winners and just the intrigue of where these characters go, especially with Charlotte, to see like where it doesn't really play on. It seems like she's going to be a character that every week we'll see where the city is and how that city reacts, and then she'll either work baby or she'll work heel. But yeah, I'm really excited for this road to WrestleMania. I'm really excited to see where it's going to go. Let me know what y'all think about it down in the comment section. If you made it this far within the review, please leave a like. I do greatly appreciate it. And again, hit that subscribe button as you do go on the road to WrestleMania if you're into movies and television. Got your friendly neighborhood Spider-Man coming out tomorrow. We also got the Invincible television season 3 premiere on Thursday, along with some movies that are coming out for this first week on the Valentine's Day. Got Love Hurts and Hard Eyes is a slasher movie. Got that review coming. And again, all the wrestling heading your way on Raw and SmackDown, Elimination Chamber, Mania, all that in between. So make sure you hit that subscribe button to catch all of that content heading your way here. And until next time, guys, I'll see you here at Limit Studios.